The Laws of Ascension, Chapter 53, Letters. This was Loric's room, Leora says before opening the first door in the hallway. The room on the other side is empty and covered in a layer of dust. The wallpaper's torn and coming down, and a few floorboards are full of holes. After looking in for a bit, Leora closes the door again. He must not have used it much. When I last visited, he said he'd been sleeping on the couch downstairs. He even got rid of his bed back at the academy for a couch. Vera says as they walk to the last door. He's still sleeping on couches? Why? Leora asks. Still? Did he used to sleep on couches before? Vera asks, causing her to stop. She sighs before opening the last door. This was my room, she says, changing the topic. Inside the room is a small table. It's in the center of the room. The walls of the room are covered in crumbled up pieces of paper. On the table are a bundle of pencils, a stack of letter paper, and a small open box. In the box are a few envelopes. What's this for? Vera asks while they walk up to the table. No idea, Leora replies. She looks at the table and sees a paper on it. It's filled out and covered in writing. She sits down on the ground in front of the table before picking it up. Vera looks over her shoulder to read it as well. So Loric's speaking or writing to give a final goodbye. I figure you'll eventually come search this place, so I'm leaving this here. Don't bother trying to find me. I'm heading to the black market. From there, who knows? Anyway, it's been a blast at the academy. Although there were times I didn't like it, it was a lot of fun. Oh, and do me a favor and keep my sister's intuition covered. That is a small favor to ask for being drugged, right? Anyway, I'm leaving the rest of these letters here since I'm sure you have questions. So bring them to Cyrilda since I don't want anyone else reading them. Goodbye. The rest of the letters? Vera asks as Leora sets the paper down. She grabs the box of envelopes and looks through them. They're placed in order of date, with the oldest in the back. She grabs the oldest and opens it up. Inside is another letter, so she unfolds it before reading. Vera again looks over her shoulder. From Loric to Leora. So it's been about 3 weeks since you first left home. Things have calmed down, so Torvin said to try writing this. First of all, I'm sorry for what happened with that kidnapping. I was stupid and rushed finding people to track you. I paid them only to find your location and keep an eye on you, not to kidnap and try selling you off. But you don't have to worry about them now. They're down in hell. But now I have someone else tailing you. They're trustworthy and a girl as well, though she's older than us. They're called Crow because of their crow mask. She's given me her first report about you, and I've come up with a way to give you some gold, though. I'll be sending it under a false name. I'll tell you I'm a friend of our father's. I'll make it seem like they're giving both of us gold, so you don't get suspicious. I'm sorry for tricking you, but I don't want you living on the streets. I miss you. Leora stares at the letter after finishing it. She sets it down before picking up the next one. As soon as she grabs it, she flinches. It feels off, not like regular paper. She hesitantly opens it and gasps. The paper inside is soaked in dried blood. She slowly takes it out before carefully unfolding it. The dried blood causes it to be stiff, but it doesn't stick together. Probably because it was folded after drying. The letter is covered in blood, almost making it unreadable. The only words that can be made out are, I'm sorry, and I miss you. They're repeated over and over again, without any other words. They're repeated so much that they're written on top of each other a few times. Leora's hands shake before she takes a deep breath. She does this a few times before being able to set the letter down. She grabs the next one and notices the date. Unlike the last two, which were dated a week apart, this one is dated 7 months from the last. From Loric to Leora. Been a few months since I last wrote. I'm just not feeling like it, but my stupid boss is making me. He's saying it's good to get this out there, but I disagree. Anyway, let's start with where we left off. As you probably noticed, my last letter was soaked in blood. I had gotten bit by a wolf before and purposefully ripped the bandages off. I then cut my other arm since I wanted to feel the pain. I think I wanted more than that, but Torvin says I'm not allowed to even write that. Anyway, had Torvin not come to check on me, I wouldn't be here now. He's making me take this stupid class too about health and talk to a therapist. So far, neither of those are working, but we'll see. Anyway, That's about all I have for today. Until next time. He wanted to. Leora mutters before grabbing and ripping the next letter open. From Lorik to Leora. I waited a month before writing again, as that's how long Torvin gave me. I honestly don't know why he's making me write these. It's not like I'm ever going to send them to you or anything. But let's get to it. Torvin told me I needed to write about my life. So I figured I'd start with why I'm working in the black market. You left before I could tell you why. But we had debts. Had I not paid them back, we would have lost the house. Since it's illegal for kids to work, I couldn't get a regular job. I didn't want you on the streets, so I entered the black market. I didn't want you to know you're still processing Mom and Dad's death, so I tried hiding it. But you're just too damn smart. You caught on right away. I want you to know I wanted to tell you, I really did. But I feared you'd try to join me, but saying you wanted to help or something. You have far too bright of a future to be stained by what goes on down here. So I tried blowing you off. I thought if I could just save up after paying off the debts, I could quit. That the worst thing you'd do would be to stop talking to me. But I never imagined you'd up and leave like that. At least you've accepted the help that Dave's been sending. You have no idea how happy I was when I heard you were no longer living in the streets. Leora turns the paper over, thinking there's more. But that's how it ends. She sets it down and picks up the next letter. In this one, Lorik tells her about his work, how he's spying on merchants and other people. He tells her how he feels bad doing it, but how it's paying the bills and giving him enough to send to her. The next one goes on about Crow, the woman who's observing her. She's surprised to hear that Crow was the kind lady who'd often bring her food before Dave sent her money and helped her get a small rented room. When she gets to the last one, she hesitates before opening it. From Lorik to Leora. So this is going to be my last letter to you. Torvin said I'm good, and my therapist said I'm no longer in danger, whatever that means. They told me that I should try to keep writing at least every once in a while, but I can't. I always feel worse after writing, and I just want it to stop. Since this is my last letter, I figure I should be brutally honest in it. Leora, do you remember what you said before you left? I've been having nightmares about it. I never thought words would cause that. But hearing you tell me you hated my guts, wished I'd never been born, and that I had died instead of our parents, hurt more than a damn wolf's fangs. But honestly, I do agree with what you said, especially the last part. You also called me cold and uncaring, which I wish were true. Ever since our parents died, my back has been killing me. The night it happened was right before the Founders Festival. I was so mad that we couldn't sleep in the same bed like they said we could. I know we were too big and I was being stupid, but I was just mad. So I slept on the couch in some kind of stupid protest. In the morning, I pretended to sleep until the last minute for no reason. After that day, I just can't bring myself to sit, let alone sleep in a bed. But anyway, I think that's enough writing. Goodbye, Leora. I'll miss you. Leora stares at the paper for a few seconds after reading it. Tears are swelling up in her eyes. They start falling to the paper as she silently cries. Vera awkwardly starts rubbing her back, causing her to flinch. Leora grabs an empty piece of paper and uses it to dry her tears. Let's go. We need to find him. She says before standing up. The masks are downstairs. I'll go get them ready. Vera says before leaving. Leora says for a minute to stare at the letters. She reaches out and stores them in a white storage ring before leaving. When she gets downstairs, Vera's already changed into black clothing. Both boxes are on the couch and opened. The smaller one, which had Lorik's fox mask, is empty. The other one still has 3 masks. Vera again took the cat mask. What are with the blank masks? Leora asks after getting downstairs. They change when you put them on, Vera replies before putting hers on. Her horns and fur disappear from view as the mask changes appearance. They're meant to hide your identity. I don't know what the others are, but if you're coming, you need to put it on. Vera says before motioning to the box. Leora nods before picking one of the masks. She puts the mask on, causing a deer face to appear. It's a deer, Vera says before Leora grabs a bundle of black clothes. She changes into it before stretching. Since Leora is just fit, not muscular like Lorik, it hangs loosely around her, But aside from a belt to hold the pants up, she doesn't need to cut anything off, unlike Vera. Let's go. Wah, I sound weird, Leora says, hearing her modified voice. It does that. Let's go. Oh, and don't call each other by name. We call each other by our masks. So call me Cat, and I'll call you Deer. Also, I'll have to call you a tourist, Vera says. What's a tourist? Leora asks. Someone who visits the black market for the first time. And just so you know, Lorik goes by Fox. He's apparently well known down there, Vera says, causing Leora to stop in the kitchen. I've heard of Fox. They teach us about well-known powers in the black market at the Institute. The arena and its hunting dogs are well known, but we were taught about someone known as Fox, as they have strong connections to the arena and other strong powers. But all we were taught was the name, not what they do, Leora says, causing Vera to smile under her mask. She opens the back door and leads the way to the black market entrance.